Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome to a special edition of Matt's RV Reviews. Today we have another factory first look, and we are taking a look at the Grand Design Momentum, the best-selling fifth wheel toy hauler in the entire country. If this is your first time checking out a factory first, this is not a version of Matt's RV Reviews, nor are we changing Matt's RV Reviews, but this is our chance to give the factory an opportunity to share the nuts and bolts about their product. And with us is Mr. Chase Booth.
How are you?
Chase, what's your role here at Grand Design?
I am the product manager for the Momentum brand.
So you know a thing.
Yeah, maybe a few things.
Okay, so this is your chance to talk to our audience. Take it away. Why is the Momentum the #1 best-selling toy hauler?
To me, we're the #1 best-selling toy hauler because we give you the best mix of residential living with the space in the garage in the back and all the features to back it up.
Show us everything about this awesome unit.
Yeah, so for me, it really just starts on the outside here, as you can see. We're making sure we start right up front here. You can see that we use a 6,000 Yamaha generator. So this is the biggest generator that is being offered from an OEM standpoint at the moment.
Okay.
It's got inverter technology, so when it's running, it's delivering clean power to the unit itself. But you've got all the space down here for anything that you need from a battery perspective, but then making sure that we utilize the space above it for storage. So you've got tons of space up here, depending on the layout that we have. If there's, a larger mid deck, we can push that area back and of course have more storage in and around, but trying to maximize the space that we have above the generator.
Cool.
As we come around, you can see that we actually run our I-beams a little bit wider. So as you can see, from a jack perspective, all of our 6-point leveling system is set wider so that you have a more sturdy foundation when the leveling is being deployed.
What size I-beams?
12-inch I-beams.
And what's the competition using?
Typically a 12 on this as well. We just set ours a little bit wider so we have more space in between the I-beams for insulation, more space for tank sizes.
Perfect.
Things like that.
Dude, that's the stuff that I'm really excited about, because there's going to be some people watching this video like, Matt, you're selling out to the manufacturers, you're not doing your reviews. No, we will do a proper review on this unit, but this factory first, tell us all that type of information, because we love that.
Absolutely. So speaking of the frames, we enclose the underbelly, right? So you can see that we'll use a rail-tight technology that makes sure that you're getting the Coroplast material fully fixed on the side or all the way up the I-beam, so that you don't have it just riveted and any sort of sagging in between. The reason why that's important on this product especially is you actually have your Coroplast, then you have your Astrofoil, and then you have your batten fiberglass insulation sitting right above that. Then you have your tanks that have tank pads. Then you have your floor that actually has a batten insulation above it. So not only like where some of our competitors will do an insulation right here in the subfloor, and then you just have your tanks down to the Coroplast, we actually do another layer of insulation below that.
So it's pretty well insulated.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yep. Even when you're coming around too, you can see the running gear. We have, 17.5-inch wheels sitting right here with an H-range tire. So that's a Cooper tire. It's a really, really heavy-duty tire. Heavier weight ratings, heavier speed ratings, rather than just like a G-range tire.
Okay.
Yep. We use a. Go ahead.
Sorry, I see the MORryde CRE 3000 suspension.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. And then I saw on the other side. Tell us about your fiberglass you're using. You're doing. It said thump here.
Yeah.
Why do you guys tell people that?
So if you look, like a lot of our competitors will just do a hung wall, typically because it's easier with the batten fiberglass insulation in there and it's a little bit mushy. We bond our sidewalls or end walls of our slide rooms. We bond the ceiling, and then so you're basically just going to have a more square box. So over time, it's going to stay more rigid and more square.
Perfect.
Yep.
Frameless windows throughout. And I see this unit has Dexter ABS, not Lippert ABS.
Yeah.
By the way, we don't give a crap if it's Dexter or Lippert. ABS is ABS.
100%.
But why is there Dexter on this one, but Lippert on the Imagine?
So just call it a few months back, we decided to change all of our bigger units, our 7,000 pound and 8,000 pound axle units, over to the Dexter ABS system.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. Again, Dexter, Lippert, they're all great. ABS is the most important part. And real quick, what's been your feedback on the ABS with the customers? Because I know a lot of the manufacturers, they're worried because now, this Momentum's $4 or $5 grand more expensive than brand X, Y, and Z, and now you have to justify that, and you got to educate the dealerships and the salespeople and then the customers. But I think word's getting out about the ABS. So what are customers saying?
Here, I mean, it's just like it was in cars. I mean, maybe that dates me and shows my age a little bit. But when it was getting popular in vehicles, it just, you don't lock up. So when you're needing to use your brakes, you're not going to lock. It's going to keep it more stable. When you're pulling, ultimately, it's just about the safety.
Love it.
And I don't think anybody's running away from safety.
When do you think, off the record, but kind of on the record because we're filming it, when do you think it's going to be an industry standard? 2026?
Man, I don't want to speak for that, but I would think by then,
maybe
if it's not an industry standard, everybody's going to migrate to it because nobody's going to want to not have it on their product.
For sure.
Right.
And then just so everybody knows, you guys are putting that on pretty much everything except the XLS in the Transcend.
From my understanding, it's XLS and Transcend.
XLS,
AIM.
and AIM.
Yeah.
But everything else.
From my understanding.
Love that. Love that. And guys, if you haven't seen our video of Will and I doing the Imagine product, I was super surprised to see that on there. So it's just exciting times in the industry. Continue on. Continue.
Yeah, so as we move around, of course, the garage, that's what we talk about when we're matching up our residential living with our garage space. We'll go in there and look around in a little bit.
Okay.
We use 30-gallon tanks on our G-Class fifth wheels for fuel.
Okay.
And then we have two 30-gallon tanks, so 60 total gallons of fuel in our M-Class and our TH series. So that'll be around the other side with a pump. But the cool thing is we actually insulate below that garage floor as well. I know that historically toy haulers didn't really have proper insulation in the garages, so when you're using them for rooms or you just want your toys to be, properly in a better climate, it was tough to do because you can't enclose those fuel tanks for reasons of fumes and whatnot. So we're able to get some insulation back there as well.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. But as you can see, I mean, tons of awning coverage on our units.
Oh yeah, 3 awnings. I love that.
Awnings. Sometimes you're
Really 4, right? Because you have one off the back as well.
So
yep.
We have a MORryde hidden hinge door that's going to have the built-in patio sit. So it's all lift assist. So when we collapse this, we can put it right up. It's just nice, clean look, weatherproof door. Outside of that, on the back side, you can see the fuel station that we talked about with the pump.
Right here.
It's locked up. So.
Locked up,
Yeah,
fuel
sorry.
station. Okay. Dump tanks there.
Yeah, dump tanks there. We're going to try our best to make sure we have a single tank, but a lot of times in the toy hauler, especially if you have most of your primaries up front and you still have your half bath in the back.
Yep,
we'll have
there's nothing you can
additional
really do.
termination back here, but black tank flush, things like that are making sure that we're not taking off of this product.
Yeah, perfect. And then can you explain a little bit, either on the outside or the inside, a difference for everybody who sees like a Momentum, the M-Class, and everything? What different classes are there?
Yeah, so we have a G-Class fifth wheel.
Okay.
Well, here, let's go back. We have a MAV travel trailer, which is built very similar to our Transcend product, but it's built as a wide body, built with heavier axles as a toy hauler. So you're going to get a true wide body in our travel trailer, but has that, what should I say, a traditional build, so wood frame, aluminum sided unit.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we go up into our G-Class travel trailers, which are going to offer you a fuel tank. They're going to offer you a generator. It's really more like our fifth wheel type construction, but in a travel trailer. So heavier I-beams, a lot of carrying capacity, happy jack beds, and just higher end amenities on the inside.
Nice.
Then when you get into our G-Class fifth wheels, still straight rail across, heavier axles, heavier, you still have your 17.5-inch wheels, H-range tires. But when you come inside, it's more of just a trim level, right? So you've got, your I would say your framed windows, not your frameless windows, but your appliances are going to be, a little smaller appliances or smaller oven, smaller refrigerator, just not quite all the bells and whistles.
G-Unit.
Exactly. And then in the M-Class, that is so my style too. We'll talk about that later. M-Class and TH is just when you pick up like your gen drop. So we dropped our generator down to pick up more exterior storage, frameless windows, higher grade fiberglass on the outside, so a little bit of a smoother finish. On the gel coat, your hydraulic leveling, so you went from electric to hydraulic, upgraded ramp patio kit with the MORryde door. Inside, it'll just be appliances and things like that. Tank capacity. So every level just steps up a bit.
Perfect. Anything else on the outside?
From this perspective, I would say no. I mean, everything's pretty conventional from a auto leveling system.
I
but
love
as you
stuff
look,
that's
I
with
mean,
that.
we've got our Nautilus system. We try to make that part very easy. You know,
Okay.
depending on what type of camping you're doing, it's got an easy explanation for how you should toggle the switches. But certainly, you can see our low line drains. You can see our water filter. That is not in place right now, but everything is well kept in this perspective.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The outside of this unit looks great. We're going to take a look at the inside in just a second. But first, let's give a big shout out to the sponsor of today's episode. Guys, this episode is sponsored by RVmattress.com. Now, you guys know we love Brooklyn bedding and RVmattress.com. And this month, in the month of March, we have something extremely exciting going on. 30% off your purchase with what's called a dynamic code. So if you're interested in a new mattress for your RV, click the link down below and type in your phone number to that link. Brooklyn Bedding will then send you a text message that gives you a one-time use code that is 30% off. You guys know you can always get 25% off when you go to rvmattress.com/Matt. But if you're in the market for a mattress, make sure you join us this March to get the best deal of the entire year. Great, so we are inside, and let me tell you something. I can tell we're in an M class just from walking in here. Before we begin, just so everybody knows, the MSRP on this particular floor plan is $137.22. Smaller floor plans are going to be a little less. Bigger floor plans are going to be a little more.
Sure.
That's normally how that works.
Absolutely.
So what the heck do we got going on here?
A lot of great stuff. So as you can see, this is our 395 MS, our best seller. Clearly, nice separated kitchen and dining space.
I love
You've
this
got
kitchen, actually.
Got this
Wait,
nice living space.
Is this the one Chad and Tara bought?
No.
Okay, which one do they
are
get?
They have a
410.
mid bath,
Yeah.
right?
Sorry, Chad. Sorry, I should have known. Okay, so continue on.
So,
By the way, they're in the brochure.
yeah,
That's pretty cool. Shout outs.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're great.
Not to interrupt again.
No problem.
You know who got rid of their last Momentum?
You sold that one.
Yes, we did.
Nice.
Perfect. So
Yeah.
continue on.
So a couple of my favorite things. One, you can just see the appliances. You've got the big 30-inch
Yeah.
range microwave, the huge Insignia 4-burner range with the large oven. But as you can see, just the layout's nice. You've got tons of counter space on both sides. You've got counter space around your smart sink. I mean, the smart sink is really, really cool. You've
We
got-
love those
yeah,
sinks.
built-in, as I'm making a mess here. Built-in cutting board. You've got a wash rinse. You've got a strainer that you can use for your waterfall. The cup rinse is really, really cool as
Yes.
well. So a lot of cool stuff going on there. But really, when you start looking into the details, you've got plywood drawer bottoms. I mean, all of our drawers have plywood drawer bottoms, and they're all soft close. Same things with the uppers as well. So
It's a
lot
beautiful
of-
kitchen.
Yeah, a lot of thoughtful storage in a space that is, wow, a little bit, tightened up in here. But you've got your defined space from your kitchen to your living room.
For sure. When you say toy hauler, you're not getting a big space in the kitchen. So I really think you guys executed it, giving it the most amount, and really trying to help with the flowometry, especially in this area.
I like that flowometry. I'm gonna start using that.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, as you're sitting
It's a
there,
real
too,
thing.
you got your two recliners that sit right across from the
Oh,
television.
those recline?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but then you've
This
got
is
also,
nice.
also the recliners opposing you as well. So if you're just having a little bit of gathering, you can easily have, 5 people sitting around conversating, watching the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yep. Even the windows, you've got, hardwood framing or window casings there with your pull-down roller shades. And then still plenty of storage around. Also those RGB lights that go up and around that'll change colors if you choose to. You can
Oh, nice.
make them go crazy.
Now tell us about this cabinetry. This high-end stuff?
Yeah, so that is all hardwood maple cabinetry. as you
Okay.
see.
And is that in the G unit as well?
Same.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yep.
Cool.
Go up front?
Yeah, let's go front. Yep. Oh man, you're teasing. You're a good YouTuber. Save the best for last, which is the toy hauler part.
So don't miss down here as well. You've got your central vac system. You've got your electric toe kick. So when you're brooming everything in, it's no problem. Hard steps. So we do a couple different bedroom variations. I know, like a lot of times you'll see brands have bed slides in certain or most units. For us, It just really depends on what we're trying to maximize. If we're going for, an 11-foot or an 18-foot garage or a 14, and a half-foot garage, we're definitely going to mix it up a little bit. So in this model, we're going to have a north-south bed because we're trying to maximize that space for the living as
space.
well as the garage.
Yep.
So here for me though, this offers a great layout. Not everybody wants a king. You can get this in a king if you choose to, and it leans more that way.
Okay.
But if you don't, look at all the nightstand space. You've
Right.
got
That is huge,
plenty
yeah.
of storage below, but we make sure you've got the 110 outlets, USB and USB-C.
And countertops for an actual CPAP machine.
Yeah.
A lot of times they'll give you like this little square, and it's just like, just because you say sleep app doesn't
Right.
for sure.
And we are on our bed slide models now offering that little tray that pulls out. It's, I don't have the exact dimensions offhand,
Okay.
but it's a good size to put one of the smaller CPAPs on, no problem. Still tons of drawer space too. Whether you're in a model with the bed slide and have the wardrobe along the front, you're going to get tons of drawers no matter what, whether it's a wardrobe slide model or a bed slide model.
Nice.
Yeah. Coming into the bathroom, a couple cool things we do in all of our showers. I always like to tell folks to put 1 foot in and 1 foot out because you've got a lower. The shower actually sits below the floor.
Here.
Yeah.
I'm not tall. You should
Get out of there. we got the expert.
Yeah.
Holy smokes!
Look at that.
It's that step down.
Yeah.
We've been seeing this a little bit. And it's an encore shower. You have really good width, depth. And they still put a skylight in, even though you probably really didn't need it.
Right.
And I love the shower head and everything. This definitely passes. Bing!
That's an impressive shower.
It is.
That's really, really important. Like, I don't know who Encore is, and we don't have a sponsorship by them, but they make the best showers.
They do, yeah.
We've got some that are actually 30 by 48. This one, just because it goes this way, and we want to
Yeah.
make sure we give you plenty of sink space. We give you one of our smaller showers, but it's still a fair amount of
awesome,
room.
yeah.
You got some space here to set some things up. That nice little mirror that pops out of nowhere. Medicine cabinet that's hidden.
And no liquefied in the medicine
I
cabinets.
know.
A lot
Womp
of good
womp.
use of space up here.
Cool. Let me sit on this toilet.
Perfect.
Yeah, this toilet definitely looks weird, but it's in a phenomenal position, even with the shower. This is a prime poop position. Bing! Great, and let's wrap it up with this awesome garage area.
So coming right in here, you can see right off the bat, we are a pet-friendly brand. So you're going to notice that we do things like put screen defenders on the doors so pets aren't, scraping up the screens or trying to push through. It's got that nice metal backing. All of our garages will come with the pet dish. So you can see you've got a good-sized pet dish, maybe a little bit more for small dogs and maybe not enough for the big dogs. We try to hit it right in the middle. But if you don't want it, folds up nice and out of the way. Or you could even
Completely
remove the bowls if you're really worried about that space in the
I
garage.
love that.
Has that nice compass design in there.
One brand we did a review on the other day, it put it at like the side of the bed, like where you would like come out and like get off.
Oh,
the
right,
bed. And I'm like,
yeah.
"Dude, that's so silly." That's a perfect spot in the garage area.
And then we also have a what we call Most Secure, where you can tie your toys to with a lock. So it's a toy lock, but also can double as a place to connect
Oh, I
your
love
leash
that
as well.
Yep, very
Yeah.
cool.
So back here, anywhere where we have a half bath that comes out into the garage, it's an optional bath. So this is an optional half bath.
okay.
You can choose if you don't want it. We try to maximize that living space on the inside with certain models. So we do have brand or models like a 351 or 381, 397. There's a bunch where the half bath is actually built
Right,
into the unit,
right.
or like in the 397, a full bath back here. So you have a 2 full bath unit. But this is optional back here as well.
What are dealers stocking?
Typically
The half
with
bath,
the half bath,
yeah. Okay.
unless it's like our 398, which is our 18-foot garage. Most folks are typically utilizing that for all of the garage space, so
Yeah.
we won't make that as part of our standard build. But again,
So your
certainly
washer
optional.
dryer is actually
In
go
this
here,
model,
not
you
there.
would have it here and not in the bedroom because the wardrobe is.
Oh,
not the
okay.
wall. If it's a bed slide model, the washer dryer would go up there.
Cool.
So you can see a typical Happy Jack setup, but one of the changes that we made this year for the furniture is, but it lays out flat. So, it's not very busy. Our old furniture had some texture to it, but with that came a non-flat sleeping surface. So now
okay.
you can lay this out, lay all the way across it, and it's not, bumpy or crazy or anything like that. So it's got a nice clean feel to it as well.
Perfect.
Comes up out of the way. You can bring the top down, to this halfway point and use it as a bunk as well. But 3-season doors optional, but we're typically building everything with them. That ramp patio kit with the awning that drops out of the back is optional, but dealers are typically stocking with that. These lights are standard, so typically we throw that puck light right here.
Yep, I love those lights.
You're sitting across from me, you're staring at the puck light, so those lights are certainly giving us some light back here and not blinding your eyes because they're diffused as well, which has helped out. But making sure we get the TV that comes down nicely and you're not having to break your neck to look at it. But just some cool features back here.
A feature that I see that I like is that Furrion camera.
I love
Sweet.
that.
So you can actually keep an eye on your toys.
Absolutely.
While you're towing down the road.
You hit a big bump and you don't have to stop to
Speaking
make sure
of toys,
everything's
can
okay.
you give us a lot of Toy Hauler customers wants to know the facts about the floor, what's it made out of, the tie downs, how much do they hold, how much weight can come back here?
Yeah, so we call this a 1-inch big board. It's a 7H board with the coin floor that's oil resistant on top of it.
Oh, nice.
So the D-rings are rated for 2,500 pounds each.
Okay.
Those D-rings are into either the I-beam, the cross member, or if there's a spot where we wanted to put a D-ring that we didn't have the I-beam or the cross member, we would put a 1x1 steel backer behind it to make sure that it gives us the support. The capacities in the garage are the capacity of the unit itself. So if you have it optioned to, let's say it's 16,000 pounds as a shipping weight and your GVWR is 20,000 pounds, you could put all of that weight back into the garage if you choose to. So we don't limit you necessarily. You're just limited to the carrying capacity of the unit based on whatever you're putting up front, then you start to decrease that number.
Always know before you tow. Do not, don't say, hey, 4,000, it's 4,000 pounds if it's 16,000.
Yeah.
Right.
If you load it up with too many options.
For sure. Options, the stuff that you're bringing.
And then the ramp door is 1,000 pounds.
Actually, it's 1,500 pounds as a patio, and then it's 3,000 pounds as
Wow.
a
Really?
1,000 pounds per point of contact.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay.
Yeah. So it's cool. Like you have, if you need to get a little bit more height, you can actually lift the lower portion up and drop it down against the wall. You just have lots of options back here. Maybe you're not even bringing toys and you want to use it as, an office or a place to hang out, which a lot of folks are doing these days. Using the half bath as just a second bedroom bath.
Yeah.
People love it. I call Toy Haulers the Swiss Army knife of fifth wheels. It's not a great fifth wheel. It's not a great bunkhouse. It's not a great cargo trailer, but it's good at all of them in one package. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
So that's why. Anything else you want to mention to America?
Here, come on, check out our stuff. It's the plant takes a lot of pride in building the product.
I can tell.
Yeah, we're really excited to continue and develop and improve the product.
Well, thank you so much for being on episode 3 of Factory First. Guys, drop a comment down below. Drop 2 sets of comments if you would. First comment, any questions for Grand Design on any of their products, but specifically the Toy Haulers, the Momentum, the G-Class, the M-Class, or anything technical. If you're curious in purchasing a Grand Design, they will be monitoring these comments on this exact video. And then also, drop us a comment. Let us know that you're liking these Factory First episodes. Again, this is not Matt's RV Reviews. Will and I, separate from the factory, will do a full walk around on this exact unit. We promise you, but we wanted to open up our platform to the manufacturers whenever they come out with something new or exciting. So hopefully with this, we will be able to bring you a whole bunch of other debuts, not just with Grand Design, but with other manufacturers in the future. Thank you so much again for being on the show, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with another RV review.